Okay, I had to switch things up for the number 3 podcast. I had to change topics for two reasons. Heard something this morning when I got up and had my mushroom coffee, and a conversation that I had with my wife last night. So let me start by saying, in this country, in the United States of America, a lot of things sports related are happening big time. You got the NBA Finals, got the Stanley Cup, you got the World Cup that's in multiple cities. I thought it was just going to be in Atlanta for some reason, but it's going to be in multiple cities. You got Major League Baseball going on, college, super regionals, blah, blah, blah. I mean, a lot of things going on sports-wise. But I'm excited, super duper excited, on a personal level, from a communication that I got yesterday. So, a former teammate of mine, he reached out and asked would I be interested in doing a piece for a 1988 Walter Welborn Oxford High School football reunion. I said, hell yeah. I myself have been planning something like that for the longest. Can get anybody to cooperate. It is what it is. I even reached out, did a couple of podcasts on it, reaching out to people, say, hey, blah, blah, blah. Nobody was interested. So my former teammate reached out to a Oxford alumni, a former player, and they started communicating through Facebook Messenger. So it was a long, long thread. And it basically consisted of, does anybody have any game tapes of that year? Did anybody have any articles of that year? And so more and more people start piling in. You had one of my former teammates. He owns some type of food service business. He said he would cater it. They're reaching out to the city of Oxford to host the event. Just a lot going on. So why am I excited? Well, one of Oxford's former players, and used to be a good friend of mine, we haven't talked in 30 plus years, he works for Fox 6 News. You may see him if you wake up early in the morning. His name is J.J. Pruitt. J.J. used to be a damn good friend of mine. Damn good friend. He works for Fox 6 News. And initially I thought, with JJ being on board and, but by him being with Fox 6 News, they would put that production behind it. Come to find out this morning, one of the guys who I don't know, I'm sorry to say that because I thought I knew everybody on both teams from that year. One of the guys from Oxford is somehow associated with EA Sports. And they're going to try to put that production behind it. Even better. And just a lot going on. So by the time I went to bed, because I kind of got tired of hearing my phone ding every 2 minutes, some more guys poured in, and even more guys. And I'm like, you know what? So talking to the guy who reached out to me, yeah, we're going to try to make this happen. We're going to have interviews. We're going to have, if you ever watched the movie What Carter Lost, and the former players who basically recited their memory of that particular year, that's how they plan on doing this. We're going to get together. It's going to be Oxford, Welborn, our guys, their guys, and we're just going to have the conversation. And they're going to have and this is why production is big. They're going to have, actually, because we played them twice, so we're going to have both games going. We're going to react to it, kind of thing. And I'm super excited because, I played with Walter Welborn, played against Oxford. That was prime for me. But why do I think it's big for more than just Oxford and Welborn? If you remember the movie What Carter Lost, that was big. That told a story about what that particular team, which is considered one of the greatest high school teams of all time, what they went through that particular year with the grading systems and the crimes and all that type of stuff. Well, a lot of our guys, a handful of our guys has passed away. I think a handful of Oxfords have passed away as well, but the overwhelming majority, we're still here. Um, but going into that season, can't remember if we were ranked at all. But coming down to that first game we played Oxford, we were 1-2 in the state. The two best teams in the state of Alabama was about less than 10 miles away from each other. And it continued on to the next season because we were both 1-2. We were actually number one going into the season, the next season. But it's a story behind that. And I've told that story many, many times on my podcast when I talk about local sports. We all grew up together. Anniston, Oxford, Welborn, Sachs, Jacksonville, Weaver, Alexandria, Pleasant Valley. We all grew up together. And for us at Oxford and Welborn and Anniston, hell, we went to the Hampton Boys Club. That's where the young youth went to play sports and stay out of trouble, So I knew these guys. We were Revy and JJ and a couple others, Jason Jack, man, they were like my brothers, going through high school. So that's why this is important for me. And I think it's important for the youth of today to see a story like this. So yes, I'm going to be on board on this full throttle. And I'm going to reach out to these guys and say, hey, whatever I can do, because I don't remember, I think I had one videotape of my final 2 seasons at Welborn, and over the years they both disappeared. But everything else, the articles, all of that, still got every bit of that. So I'm going to contribute, with the articles, and I don't throw away too much of anything. The VHS tapes, when we were being converted over to CDs, yeah, all that kind of got lost, got mixed in the shuffle. You know what I'm saying? But the articles and that memorabilia, it would never leave. Never leave. It's one thing that I'm actually missing, and I think it was either stolen or accidentally trashed. My buddies at Oxford, when they won the first state championship, they gave me the second state championship, I'm sorry. They gave me a glass that had back-to-back 88, 89 state championships. It was Oxford, like a beer mug kind of thing. And I treasured that. I treasured it because I didn't win the state championship, but my brothers did, both Oxford and Anniston. So I treasured that. And they got somehow, some way, I think when my mom got sick, somebody broke in the house and kind of trashed it a little bit. But yeah, very excited. I'm hoping Fox 6 News can put a little money and production behind this. The guy from EA Sports said he will do that. And if it's done right, this could be one heck of a documentary, man. One heck of a documentary. And I have to go back and kind of remember who's, when it comes to the 88 team, who's still here, who's not. We lost one guy, Chris Corzine. We lost him when he was in high school due to a car wreck. A couple more guys that for some reason right now the name can't pop in my head, but Jay Newman, he's one, lost to a heart attack at 43. That wasn't right. Can't think of a defensive end. Anthony Jacobs, lost him from COVID 2 or 3 years ago. There might be one or two more. I have to get back and do a little studying on that. But just stay tuned. If you're interested in the 88 football season, Walter Welborn, Oxford, let me know. I'll keep you posted. I'm very super excited for this. I'm going to get back on track probably this evening or tomorrow with my regular podcast, but I had to do this one. I'm super duper excited. And yeah, we're going to make it happen, y'all. We're going to make it happen. This will be under Field3. I think this will be my first podcast since I've came under that criteria. This will be on the Field3. So you guys enjoy it. I'll see you next time. I love you. I appreciate you. And like we always do, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, we keep him first. I'll see you next time.